Dive into the early 2000s when a young and relatively unknown Roger Federer was just starting to make waves in the tennis world. Back then, Federer was a fresh face on the court, a young Swiss player with a dream and a racket. His interviews from those early days are a treasure trove of self-deprecating humor and charming modesty. Take, for instance, his reaction to his first Wimbledon win in 2003. While others were quick to label him the next big thing, Federer himself joked about his victory, attributing it to luck rather than skill. It's a testament to his humility that he could laugh at his own success, even as he was on the cusp of becoming a global sensation. This humor, this ability to not take himself too seriously, set Federer apart from his contemporaries. Even at the start of his career, Federer's humor was as sharp as his backhand. As Federer's star rose in the mid-2000s, his wit only got sharper. The Swiss Maestro, already renowned for his balletic grace on the court, began to make a name for himself in press rooms and TV studios around the world with his quick wit and dry sense of humor. During this period, Federer's interviews were filled with self-deprecating jokes about his newfound fame. He often chuckled at the absurdity of his sudden catapult to stardom, once joking that he'd go unrecognized in a room full of tennis fans if he didn't have a tennis racket in his hand. Federer's humor wasn't limited to self-deprecation though. He also had a knack for humorous banter with his fellow tennis stars. His friendly rivalries with the likes of Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic were often punctuated with playful jibes and witty repartee. One of the most iconic of these jests was his quip about his hair rivalry with Rafael Nadal. Federer once joked that the competition between them wasn't just on the court, but extended to their hairstyles as well. He claimed that while Nadal might have the upper hand with his luscious locks, he, Federer, was the reigning champion when it came to maintaining a tidy and neat appearance. This joke not only lightened the atmosphere, but also showcased Federer's ability to find humor in the most mundane aspects of life. Such anecdotes and jests became a part of Federer's persona. His humor, combined with his extraordinary skill on the tennis court, made him a crowd favorite. Federer's interviews became events in themselves, with fans eager to hear his latest witty remark or hilarious anecdote. In essence, Federer's humor became as famous as his forehand, a testament to his charisma both on and off the court. Whether he was making a joke about his hair or playfully ribbing a fellow tennis star, Federer always knew how to keep the audience entertained. And that perhaps is what makes him not just a great tennis player, but a true star. In the late 2000s and early 2010s, Federer was at the top of his game, and his humor was no exception. This period was when Roger Federer, the Swiss Maestro, was not just ruling the tennis world, but also the hearts of many with his quick wit and humor. During this period, Federer's interviews were as much awaited as his matches. His lively banter and clever responses were a delight for the audience, media, and fans, bringing a refreshing change from the usual serious sports interviews. His humor was natural, spontaneous, and always delivered with a playful twinkle in his eye. One of the most memorable interviews from this period was when Federer was asked about his RF logo. He responded with a grin saying, "Well, my RF logo gives me an unfair advantage. It's like having 2 extra players on my side." A simple question turned into a humorous moment, showcasing Federer's ability to find humor even in the most ordinary situations. There were also instances when Federer would use humor to downplay his remarkable achievements. Upon winning his 15th Grand Slam title, breaking Pete Sampras's record, Federer joked, "I'm just a regular guy who happens to be good at hitting a tennis ball. I guess I've just been lucky 15 times." His humility and humor made his success even more endearing. Federer's humor wasn't just limited to his interviews. Post-match ceremonies were also a stage for his wit. After winning a match, Federer would often make the crowd laugh with his humorous take on the game. His humor was as versatile as his game. From light-hearted banter to self-deprecating humor, Federer showed that he was not just a champion on the court, but also a champion of wit and humor. At the height of his career, Federer's humor was as unstoppable as his serve. His humor, much like his tennis, was effortless, natural, and always served with a smile. The reigning champ indeed in more ways than one. As Federer entered the latter part of his career, his humor took on a more self-aware and nostalgic tone. The man, who had once been the young upstart in the world of tennis, now found himself as one of the elder statesmen of the sport. But with age came wisdom and a whole new arsenal of jokes. In recent interviews, Federer has showcased his ability to laugh at himself, especially when it comes to his age. He's often found playfully jesting about being part of the old guard of tennis, or joking about how his kids might soon be the ones giving him a run for his money on the court. His self-deprecating humor is both refreshing and endearing, a testament to his down-to-earth nature despite his legendary status. One of his most memorable quips came when he was asked about his plans for retirement. With a twinkle in his eye, Federer responded that he was considering playing in the Seniors Tour. He's always been a player who loves the game, and this humorous comment illustrates just how much he's not ready to hang up his racket just yet. His longevity in the sport is another source of his humor. Federer has seen the world of tennis evolve over the years, and he's not shy about reminiscing about the good old days with a cheeky grin. He often jokes about how he's still going strong, while many of his former contemporaries have retired, showcasing his enduring passion for the game. Federer's humor has evolved over the years, just like his game. It's become more nuanced, more self-aware, but it's always remained genuine. Just like his powerful forehand or his nimble footwork, his wit has become one of his trademarks. It's a part of his charm, a part of what makes him such a beloved figure in the world of tennis. Even as a veteran player, Federer's wit remains as quick as his footwork. Now, as one of the greatest tennis players of all time, Federer's humor is as legendary as his career. Let's take a step back and revisit some of the unforgettable moments from Federer's interviews that left us laughing our hearts out. His sense of humor, as unique and compelling as his backhand, never fails to charm. Who could forget when Federer, always one to poke fun at himself, jokingly compared himself to a fine wine, maturing and getting better with age? Or when he mildly complained about the length of the tennis season by quipping, "I should have been a bobsledder, they have it much easier." And let's not overlook his playful rivalries. Remember when he teased Rafael Nadal about his slow pace, saying, "When Rafa is getting ready to serve, I'm like, I could literally bake a cake in this time." Or when he joked about Andy Murray's serious demeanor, suggesting that Murray could smile a bit more. Federer also has a knack for turning interviews into comedy sketches with his funny remarks about his own career. Once, when asked about his retirement plans, he replied with a smirk, "I've decided to retire from my post-tennis career as a male model." Another time, after a grueling 5-set match, he quipped, "I don't enjoy 5-setters. They are designed to make me look older." What stands out about Federer's humor is its naturalness. There's no forced laughter or scripted jokes. It's just Federer being Federer, a man who can find the lighter side in the high-pressure world of professional tennis. His humor, like his tennis, is graceful, effortless, and incredibly entertaining to watch. From the start of his career to the present day, Roger Federer's humor has always been an ace, serving up laughs as consistently as he serves tennis balls. To wrap things up, let's revisit one of Federer's most recent and hilarious interviews. In 2023, the tennis maestro sat down for a chat that left fans chuckling worldwide. Always known for his wit, Federer was asked about retirement. With a twinkle in his eye and a grin on his face, he humorously suggested that he might still be playing tennis when he's 60. Imagine that! The idea of Federer, the man who's been dazzling us with his skills for decades, still swinging his racket at the age of 60. It was a tongue-in-cheek remark, of course, but it's a testament to Federer's love for the game and his charming sense of humor. His ability to inject fun into serious discussions and his playful jabs at the inevitable march of time further cemented his place in the hearts of tennis aficionados. Whether he's trading volleys on the court or jokes in an interview, Roger Federer always knows how to keep us entertained.